I'm only a month on this job, so there's not much I'm going to tell you about the Carbon Trust, but I just wanted to mention it's an absolutely brand new entity. You could see started operations in 2010, so if you look back, it's 5 weeks old. But in the UK, we were actually set up by Tony Blair in 2001 as a very unique entity. There is a lot of policy shops on this issue. And as you probably know from the Copenhagen debacle, that there has been a lot of discussions globally on policy implications on the issue and whether the U.S. will have regulation, for instance, whether it would be a global accord. But there haven't been a lot of entities that are really concentrated on the doing aspects. What is it going to take to actually mitigate the emissions to get to some type of level that would be seen as sustainable long term? And what was unique about the trust and what attracted me to go work for the trust was that it's actually worked. It actually has practical experience with 30,000 businesses in the UK over the last 9 years. It was basically formed to work on a few things, which was to cut carbon now, to use their jargon, which is providing specialist advice and finance to help organizations cut carbon. They have probably the largest single group of analysts, for instance, on technologies of any organization, much larger than, say, any bank would have in looking at from an investment point of view. They set standards for carbon reduction. They actually are quite what's quite popular in the UK right now is they've set carbon labels on products. So they can actually look at a product at Tesco, for instance, which is the Walmart of the UK, and they can actually look and see, okay, this product from manufacture through transportation, et cetera, its carbon footprint is X. And they actually certify that. And so at some point in time, you could see where there could be incentives for people to say, okay, I'm going to choose the low-carbon option, or for government to even mandate the low-carbon option of one product versus another. And so various manufacturing companies are now looking at the carbon label, and there's about 2,000 products in the UK now that are carrying it. They also do a lot of work on setting standards in the sense of how do you actually calculate a carbon footprint of an organization? What's in, what's out? How do you actually go about achieving this so that from an accounting point of view, it's something that you can compare apples to oranges, or apples to apples, I should say. And then on the investment side, on the continuum of what they do is they actually invest pre-revenue in technologies. And the trust is made up of a lot of ex-McKinseyites, which might be a compliment or a curse. But one of the things that they did was they actually looked as to what made sense for the UK to concentrate as far as clean tech investments. So where were the future industries for the UK job creation? And what they looked at is they realized, well, the UK is quite cloudy. It's not going to be a home for solar. But it would be a potential home for wind and wave. It's an island, and obviously has very strong wind resources, but as well as wave activities. And so the government, for instance, has mandated for the trust to concentrate on looking at those technologies. And they've developed, and they have now 10 years of experience of prototyping various technologies, investing in various companies in both wave and offshore wind technology, which, if you know the U.S. circumstances, for instance, we don't have a single offshore wind platform in U.S. waters, and yet in Denmark, I think they've been up for about 10 years now.